Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are here, we're doing it. Second book video of my life. Am I becoming a booktuber? Maybe. Today's video I am so stoked about. Originally I was going to share with you what I read in the month of July. I went through a lot of books, which I'm very proud of, but I'm going to hold off on that and I'm just going to combine my July books read and my August reading list into one, and that'll be at the end of August. But for today's video, I will be participating in my first readathon, and if you don't know what that is, if you're new to this kind of book community sort of thing like I am, let me try and explain that to you. A readathon is basically like a themed book reading challenge. This one in particular that I'm doing, it is, I believe it's like a little over a week, and you read books based off of certain prompts. And so I'm very excited to announce that I will be participating in Nostalgiathon. And Nostalgiathon was created by three lovely people. Brianna, Tiffany, and my friend Alexandra started this little shindig, and I'm so excited to participate. It is driving me wild. I am so excited to share with you what books are on my TBR list, so let's just jump right into it. My favorite thing about this whole theme, obviously you can tell by the title, Nostalgiathon, it's all about the nostalgia, the childhood favorites and everything, and I am so stoked. So first off, our group read is actually Matilda by Roald Dahl, and I have it right here. I just checked it out at my library. I've actually never read Matilda before or watched the movie. All I know is there's a chocolate cake involved and that it's like kind of gross. I don't know, but I'm very excited to finally read this. This is our group read, so this is what everyone that is participating will be reading. Okay, the first prompt is read a childhood book with pictures. For this one, I had to do it. Y'all, I had to choose the OG Geronimo Stilton. I used to read Geronimo Stilton books all the time. Every time like I'd go to the library to check out my books, I would go to the Geronimo Stilton section, and there are like so many books in his series. Every time I went, I would just check out like a new one that I've never read before, and I honestly think I probably went through a good chunk of the collection, but this is the one that I didn't even know I actually owned. It's called The Karate Mouse, and you just kind of follow his journey on the day, his wild adventures. And I honestly really loved the series, like this book, just because if you look, they like have different font colors and like different text. Can you see that? I think you can. Like different font colors, different text, and there are pictures, and I honestly truly love it. And I don't remember this story, so I'm excited to read this for my first prompt. I'm also very indecisive, so I have like multiple books for some of these prompts. So speaking of, my second book that I will be reading for this prompt is one of the Disney fairies. This one is a masterpiece for Bess, and I wanted to show you all the other ones that I had. I have 4 of them. Look at how adorable they are. This one is The Trouble with Tink, Beck and the Great Berry Battle, and Vidya and the Fairy Crown. I just want to say that the art in these books are so beautiful. I remember always looking at them. There's this one particular one that I just thought was so pretty. Okay, this one. This is like the fairy princess, I think, and Tinkerbell's like talking to her. But look at her dress. Look how beautiful that is. Look how well drawn that is. It's like, I love just how ethereal it is. It really does feel very fairy-like, which I just absolutely love. But I'm very excited, and yeah, I just had to show all the really pretty art. The second prompt is read a friend's favorite childhood book, and I actually did not ask Mindy if this was her favorite book, but I just assumed that it was maybe one of her favorite ones when she was younger. I remember this was like on her bookshelf all the time, and she had recommended me to read it, and I just never did. and that book is Into the Wild, which is part of the Warriors series, and it is like the one about cats. I don't know if you guys have ever read it, but I'm going to read the prompt for it. I wasn't able to check it out from my local library because there were some holds on it, so I ended up checking it out on Libby, so I'll be reading it on my Kindle. But this is the prompt, the synopsis. It says, for generations, 4 clans of wild cats have shared the forest according to the laws laid down by their warrior ancestors. But the Thunder Clan cats are in grave danger, and the sinister Shadow Clan grows stronger every day. Noble warriors are dying, and some deaths are more mysterious than others. In the midst of this turmoil appears an ordinary house cat named Rusty, who may turn out to be the bravest warrior of them all. Yeah. That's prompt 2. Prompt number 3, read a book with a fantasy element. I have 2 books for this one. The first one being The Titan's Curse by Rereading, which, if you guys do not know, this is part of the Percy Jackson series. This is the 4th book, I believe. Just kidding, it's the 3rd book. But I honestly don't really remember what happened in this book, but my brother said it is his favorite of the series, so I'm excited to just dive into this again. The second book that I decided to read because I saw it on my bookshelf and I had this physical reaction to it and I just knew I had to read it again, and it is the book Forever. I don't remember what happened in this series very much, so I actually borrowed the first book, which is Shiver, from my cousin Lacey. For this challenge, I decided that I would read the first book instead of the 3rd book, and if you have never read this series before, I don't remember what happened, but it's so good. Highly recommend. Also, another thing that makes this one of like my favorite series ever is the inside of the books. So the trilogy is Shiver, Linger, and Forever. And Shiver, as you can see, is like a blue cover. Well, the inside of the book, the text is actually this really, it's like that same blue, you can't really tell. But in Linger, the cover is green and the text inside is green. And so for Forever, the text or the cover is red, and so the text inside is also red. Like, are you kidding me? I just love it so much. I love that small detail. But anyway, I will be reading Shiver and The Titan's Curse for this 3rd prompt. The 4th prompt is read a popular childhood book. And for this one, I'll be reading The Little Prince. I've never read this book before. I remember we had like 3 different classrooms in 6th grade, and one of the classes did have to read this. My class never had to, so I never read it, but I heard it's really good. It got some really good life lessons in here, so I'm excited to read it. It's about, what is this about? The author kind of learns from this little prince about life. Prompt number 5 is read a book where you want it to be the main character. And for this one, I decided to pick up Alphas by Lizzie Harrison, who is the author of the Click series. So in case you forgot, Macy Claire, I think it was a TV show or maybe a movie, I don't remember. I don't think I watched it, but Alphas is her kind of like sequel series, from what I remember, I think. Or actually, I don't think it's related to the Click at all. Yeah, I think this is just a completely new series, but the concept is basically the same. I remember reading this when I was in like middle school and high school, wanting to be like this popular clique, these popular girls. Obviously did not realize that in my high school, at least from my perspective, there was no like popular clique. I don't know. Why did I like reading about rich white girls? Not sure, but I will be rereading this. A bonus prompt is to read a fan fiction or a Wattpad book. This one I actually only found out from Alexandra, and I did not know this was a fan fiction that was happening. I will be reading the Cardcaptor Sakura fanfic, which Cardcaptor Sakura was this manga series, and I think my library only had maybe like 4 of the books, but I loved it, so I will be reading that. That is all for my kind of books that I'll be reading for the week. And then there is this really cute separate section called Life Challenges, and the first one being watch your favorite childhood movie. And this was a toss-up for me, so I will be watching either one of these or both of them. And if you know me at all in the slightest, I had to put this in there. And the first one being High School Musical, which is truly one of my favorite movies ever, movie series ever. So I'll be watching High School Musical. And the other one that I wanted to rewatch is actually Lizzie McGuire. So obviously like the one where she goes to Rome. I haven't watched that one in a while, so I really want to rewatch that. The second one is Do an Arts and Crafts Project. And for this one, I think I will just be writing letters and like drawing cards, writing letters, pen paling with my friends. And the third and final challenge is to play your favorite childhood game. Y'all, okay, I don't think this was a very popular website. I only found it from my cousin. There's this website called Rereading, and it's all Flash games, so honestly I want to play everything before Flash gets discontinued forever. But it is fairyhalem.com/original, and they are seriously the prettiest games that I've ever played, and they're so soothing. The music is beautiful, the artwork is incredible. It's like a bunch of different mini games that you can play. I have, I think, like 3 favorite ones that I remember, maybe 4. The one that I always play is this like squirrel jumping one where like the squirrel's catching apples like and running across houses. There's another one where there's like a bottle that's floating upwards and there's like flowers and you're kind of the wind and you blow it so that the flowers get collected in the jar, and it's just so soothing and so calming. So I used to play that a lot when I was younger, so I'll be playing that. But in addition to that, I gotta also play Neopets. I gotta do it, you know, like it was a part of my life, so have to play Neopets, have to make sure. I mean, my Neopet is definitely in the dying stage, but I will be playing that. And then the other 2 that I want to play, because like nostalgia, I'm not sure if I can find them though, or like if they still exist. Pop Tropica, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I played that because of school. Like we had to play that for school in computer lab or something. I don't know why I just have this memory of that, but Pop Tropica. And old Disney games, so like the one with Zack and Cody, the Kim Possible ones. Like, do those exist somewhere? Because I need to play them. So those are all of my books and life challenge stuff that I will be doing. I'm so excited to be participating in this readathon, because honestly, like just talking about these old books and movies and TV shows and everything just fills me with so much joy, especially right now during COVID-19 and lockdown / quarantine and everything. I feel like tapping into that like nostalgia, that nostalgic feeling of childhood and happiness is just so great. And if you want to participate in this readathon as well, I will leave all the information and link everything down below. Please comment down below what your favorite childhood book was, or like have you read any of these books before? Are you also big fans? What is your favorite game? Like, seriously, let's talk about it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I have new videos every single Sunday. And if you want, you can follow me on Instagram at classifiedcloset, and I will catch ya in my next video. Bye!